Okay, it's time to have a sister-to-sister talk, Micah. I think you have been causing problems for Mom and Dad long enough. More than long enough, actually. You need to set Mom and Dad free already. They've done so much for both of us over the years. They gave us everything we needed, but now you're keeping them from doing the things that they want to do.
What? That's a bizarre accusation to fling at me so suddenly. I need to set them free? I'm not letting them do what they want to do. I honestly have no idea what you mean. Is that what Mom and Dad are saying to you?
We had a conversation about you, yeah. Mom and Dad came over to my house today to come and play with my kids.
Wait, they were at your house today? But I was sure that both of them had work today.
Uh-huh, yep, there it is, right on schedule. You are such a frickin' parasite, Micah. You know that? Mom and Dad are still working a full schedule at their age. That's really hard on them. Can't you see that? They're exhausted from working all the time. They had to sneak away to come and play with my kids, or else the stress from being overworked would have killed them. Thanks to you, coming to visit us is just about the only way they have to unwind these days.
I fail to see how I'm a parasite, Sandy.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Parasites like you are typically oblivious from the impact they have on the people around them. Yes, Micah, you're a parasite. You want evidence? Let's see. How about the fact that you just lay around the house all day in your room?
I'm working from home.
Oh, sure, you are, sure. You're working really hard, aren't you? It must be absolutely exhausting watching movies and reading social media all day. Oh, wait, I think I get it. You're a home security guard. You need to make sure no naughty burglars come in and steal all the crap in your room. My mistake, Micah. You're right. You are doing a very important job.
I do work from home, and I'm in the middle of work right now. So, if you got nothing else to say to me, is it all right if I get back to what I was doing now?
Not so fast. I'm not finished with you yet. I've decided that I'm going to move in with Mom and Dad.
Excuse me? You're going to move in with our parents?
I just can't take it anymore, Micah. I am sick and tired of watching how hard our parents are struggling to support you. They don't deserve to have to spend their golden years working their butts off every day just to waste it all on you.
I'm not even sure how to respond to this. Mom and Dad aren't working to support me, they're working to support themselves.
Yet you're continuing to prove my point from earlier. Parasites are never aware of how parasitic they are. Anyway, this isn't a negotiation. This is a notice. I am going to live with Mom and Dad from now on. In other words, you need to get lost.
What? What are you talking about?
Are you illiterate? I'm saying you need to move out of Mom and Dad's house. Let's assume for a moment that you're actually telling the truth about working from home. I don't believe that for a second, by the way. That must mean that you have a lot of money in savings, right? At least enough for you to go out and find your own place. So you get it, right? You have no excuse, none whatsoever, to still be living with Mom and Dad.
Let's assume for a minute that I would be willing to do that. I'm not, by the way. I can't just up and move to another place at the drop of a hat. There's a lot of preparation involved.
Aha! I knew it. Your story about working from home was a lie after all. So you don't have a job, you are leeching off Mom and Dad's money, and you can't support yourself.
That's not what I was saying.
Okay, then enlighten me, Micah. What were you saying?
It's a really long story.
Uh-huh, right, whatever. Listen, I'm not interested in hearing any of your lame excuses. I already know all that I need to know about you. Mom and Dad told me everything. You are a lazy, freeloading parasite stealing Mom and Dad's hard-earned money. Mom and Dad would like to retire, but thanks to you draining all their savings, they can't. They would much rather live with me and my family than you. They've told me that themselves. You should have seen how hard Mom was crying when she told me the whole story. It was all I could do to hold myself together.
Did Mom and Dad really say all that?
Yeah, they did. So the jig is up, Micah. I found you out. Aren't you ashamed to be causing so much trouble for your own parents? Well, that all ends now. We're going to live with Mom and Dad and make them happier than they've ever been. So start working on finding a new place because you are O-U-T. Out.
What does your husband think about all of this? Is he planning on coming here with you?
Yeah, of course he is. I said my family is going to move in with them, didn't I?
I was just thinking, your husband's office is pretty far away from here.
It's not that far. It's only an hour and a half away by car.
Wait, you bought a car?
No, but Mom and Dad have one that we can use. They barely ever use it anyway, so there won't be any problem. But don't think that I'm going to let you get away with changing the topic like that. We are talking about my family moving in with Mom and Dad. I can see from your attitude that you are not going to just give up and leave, are you? That's so like you. You were always such a spoiled little brat ever since we were kids. You're the older sister, but I was always more mature than you.
All that I can tell you is this. It's simply not in the realm of possibility for me to move out of this house right away. All the stuff that I use for my work is here, and I even had several areas around the house renovated in order to make my job easier. So if I have to move to a new place, that's gonna be a lot of trouble that I'd rather avoid.
Your fake job is not Mom and Dad's problem. Don't drag them into it. You don't seem to understand what's going on here. Both Mom and Dad have told us personally that they want to live with us and not you. So don't fool yourself into thinking you're going to win. You will be moving out of that house one way or another. You're never gonna get married. You're never gonna give Mom and Dad grandchildren. All you'll ever do is make Mom and Dad miserable. You're the black sheep of the family. So, to summarize, you suck, no one loves you, you're getting kicked out of the house, so get ready for that as soon as possible. Okay, now this conversation is finished.
No, it is not! Sandy, pick up your phone! You can't just force something like this on me! Hey, Mom, I just got done talking to Sandy. So you guys are at her place right now, huh?
That's right. We came to see our darling little grandchildren. We're so exhausted from working every day. We needed a break. We deserved a break.
Sandy says that you guys want to live with her. Are you sure about that? Like, are you really sure? Sandy is even saying that you guys want me to move out of the house.
Your father and I have been talking, and we think it's time for you to start standing on your own 2 feet.
I already am. So you're really sure that you'll be fine without me living with you guys? You remember the whole reason I moved in with you guys in the first place, right? It's because you and Dad couldn't make ends meet on your own.
You don't need to worry about that. I have a feeling that Sandy's husband will be more than willing to help us out with the expenses.
You have a feeling? This isn't something that you can decide on feelings. You're gonna have to discuss who pays what share of the mortgage, who does what chores. You need to have an explicit, direct conversation about all that stuff. So, did you? Have you talked about that yet? More importantly, have you talked about it with Sandy's husband?
Sandy's told us that she thinks it's terrible that your father and I still work at our age. And frankly, your father and I feel the exact same way. The only reason we're still working right now is because you keep pestering us to keep working. It was so refreshing to hear Sandy speak to us in such a kind, understanding way.
It was for your own good that I strongly advised you to keep your jobs.
And Sandy tells us that once she's living with us, we'll be free to choose whether we want to work or not. And it's going to be fantastic to have more hands around the house to take care of all the cooking and cleaning. With her and all her children here, the whole house is going to be clean in no time. She's assured me that she plans to help out as much as she can so as to not be a burden. Tell me, Micah, have you ever once said anything like that to us?
Well, no, I guess not. But again, everything I've done and said while here is for your benefit.
And what gives you the right to decide what's for our benefit anyway? Here's something else Sandy's told me. She said that children should never try to enforce their own opinions or ideals on their parents. And I have to say I'm in full agreement. It's time, Micah. Your father and I are finally going to be free from you.
Wow. I guess I never really knew that you guys thought about me that way. So should I take this to mean that both you and Dad want to stop living with me? And go to live with Sandy and her family instead?
That's precisely what I mean.
All right then, understood. Then from this point forward, whatever fate befalls the two of you, I won't lift a finger to help you out. You're fine with that, right? Whenever you have a problem, you can just rely on Sandy and her family to help you out. That's what my policy is gonna be from now on. Is that clear?
Crystal clear. And don't worry about us, we'll be fine as long as Sandy and her husband are with us. We have no need for you anymore.
Roger that, Mom. I hear you loud and clear.
Well, it seems like you're bound and determined to sit in that house and throw a tantrum like a toddler. So we decided to change the way we were approaching the issue.
I told you before, Sandy. I work at home. All of my work stuff is here, and I renovated the house to suit my purposes. It's not going to be that easy for me to find a new place. And even if I were to find another house that would work for me, I would still have to make some adjustments to my work schedule.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna have Mom and Dad move over here with us instead.
You what? Mom and Dad moved in with you?
They were super anxious to start their new life surrounded by their adorable grandchildren. And more importantly, they were mega anxious to leave their life behind, tied down to their parasitic eldest daughter. So, since you were being obstinate, they thought this would be the best option.
Uh-huh. I guess that explains why Mom and Dad have kept things a lot tidier around here than usual lately. That was because they were getting ready to move, I guess?
Bingo!
So, they're gonna live in your house from now on?
For now, yeah. But this house just isn't big enough for this many people, so we're thinking about moving to a bigger place in the near future. I was just about to head off with Mom to go and talk to a real estate agent.
Ah, you're going to buy a bigger house. Are you sure that's gonna work out?
Why wouldn't I?
I mean, what you're saying is that you're planning on spending most of the next several decades living with Mom and Dad.
Yeah, and? Look, your days of mooching off of Mom and Dad are over, okay? I'm looking after them now, so you don't need to worry about them anymore. And what would you even be able to do for them if they needed you? You're an unemployed loser.
All right, well, if you're sure about that, then I'll just hold my tongue from now on. It's all on you now.
Oh, please, I'm totally fine with it being all on me, and Mom and Dad are too. That's gotta hurt, right? Mom and Dad chose me over you, and it's not hard to see why, either. Goodbye, Micah. Let me just say that your uselessness is not a recent development. We were always going to kick you out of the family one day.
I'll hold you to that. No takebacks.
I'm not really sure why you keep talking like you have the upper hand, but whatever. None of us would miss you at all if you completely vanished from the face of the earth. You're on your own now, Micah. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Again, I don't object to anything you're saying. If you want to cut ties here, that's fine with me. I don't need anyone in my life who would talk to me like that. Did you expect me to be all like, no, don't do it, please don't leave me all by myself?
You poor, poor thing. You are so blissfully unaware of what an awful position you're in.
That's my line, actually.
Okay, I've had enough of this little back and forth. Starting now, you and I are no longer sisters, so don't contact me, Mom, or Dad ever again. You are officially expelled from the family. And when Mom and Dad die and leave behind their inheritance, I'm taking all of it. You won't get a single penny. Hey, I know you're not busy. Answer your phone, Micah, right now.
Sorry, I'm about to go into a really important meeting. Can this wait till later?
No, it absolutely cannot wait. Thanks to you, my entire plan is ruined.
What? What plan? What did I ruin?
Don't play dumb with me. You spent all of Mom and Dad's money. Their bank account is completely empty. $0 and 0 cents.
No, I didn't do that. Mom and Dad did. And for the record, it's not zero. When you factor in their debts, it's actually negative.
What? Debts? Hold on, what are you talking about?
Uh-oh, you guys didn't talk about that? I thought that since you were moving in together, you would have discussed their financial position.
I haven't heard anything about any debt. We were about to sign a mortgage for a new house, and we got to talking about the monthly payments. The real estate company asked for a financial statement, and when Mom gave me theirs, I couldn't believe it. She said it was your fault, Micah.
That same old lie again.
How is it a lie? Explain yourself.
They still can't admit their own carelessness.
That's not an explanation. Tell me what's going on.
I never told you the reason why I went out of my way to move back in with Mom and Dad, did I? It's because they took out a massive amount of debt that they couldn't repay. They were in danger of losing their house. So, 3 years ago, they came crying to me for help.
They took out debt and they couldn't repay it?
They kind of nickel and dimed themselves, a little here, a little there. They didn't even remember what they used all the money they borrowed on.
How much do they have to repay?
In total, around $400,000.
What? That's enough to buy a freaking house.
Yeah, which is why I said they were in danger of losing theirs. So I bought it from them. It's in my name now.
You bought our house? The one we grew up in?
And since they had no ability to pay anything in rent, I've been letting them live here for free. And this is the thanks I get.
This is insane. They never told me anything about this.
Well, it's pretty embarrassing for them. They probably didn't want to talk about it. It's not my place to go telling people either. And if they told you, word might make its way to your husband and his parents. I guess they figured they would make it something like a family secret. You know how much Mom and Dad care about their image.
That's no reason not to tell their own daughter.
I was paying the mortgage, food bills, utilities, and I even paid for all the renovations by myself. You were going on and on before about how I was a parasite, but when you think about it, Mom and Dad fit the bill way better than I do. And it seems those two parasites are looking for a new host, your husband. So they're making me out to be the bad guy.
This is not good. Very not good. My husband got fired. He's unemployed.
Uh-oh. He's unemployed? How are you guys gonna make ends meet?
That's why I wanted Mom and Dad to live with us. I thought we could live off of their savings. Then I could get them to help out with the housework too. It was the perfect plan.
You were gonna make Mom do the housework? You lived with them for 18 years, just like I did. You know that Mom hated cleaning. She hated cooking too. Most of our meals were frozen dinners. We only started eating home-cooked meals when I got into middle school and started cooking myself. And when she cleaned, she usually just pushed the vacuum cleaner in a straight line down the hallway and called it good. There were always massive piles of dust in the corners. Plus, she had no idea how to use any of the appliances, so she broke most of them. When you got into middle school, we had to use our birthday money from Grandma and Grandpa to buy a new dishwasher. I can't believe you don't remember this.
I guess I must have forgotten about that. But wait, whenever she comes over to my house, she always gives me pointers on my cooking and cleaning.
Yeah, complaining and nitpicking are just about the only talent she has.
Oh, well, now that I think about it, she never actually helps when she comes by. So wait, Mom won't cook or clean. Dad has no money. But they're gonna work, right? They'll at least help pay the bills.
They have jobs, but they've been putting all of their pay toward their debt.
All of it?
I told you, I pay for everything. They tried to make me pay their debts at first, but I knew if I did that, they'd only go borrow more money. So all I paid for was our living expenses.
But how? You don't have a real job.
I work from home, and I make around $200,000 a year.
No way. By yourself?
I'm a cooking influencer. I've been cooking for the family since middle school, and I used that experience to start a YouTube channel. It's anonymous, though, and I never show my face, so it's not surprising you don't know.
I had no idea.
I renovated our house to make filming and cooking easier. I turned the entire second floor of our house into a kitchen studio since Mom and Dad never came up here. That's why I said it would be hard for me to move.
You're really making $200,000 a year? That's insane. I was totally wrong about you. I take back everything I said about us not being sisters anymore. Let's be family again. How about we all move in together?
Did you think I'd agree to that after hearing about your financial position?
We're family, aren't we?
You said you were kicking me out of the family.
But we grew up in that house. I've got so many fond memories there. And it's big enough for all of us, so let's all be one big happy family.
Sorry, but I've decided to have the house demolished and move elsewhere.
You what?
I managed to find a really nice house with a kitchen that would be perfect for my YouTube channel. I already signed the sale contract, so it's officially going to be mine. The meeting I have today is with my staff to discuss how we're going to handle the next 2 weeks while I move.
Wait, but if you demolish our house, then where am I supposed to live with my unemployed husband and penniless parents?
Thanks to my support, they've managed to pay off about half of their debts. They can pay the other half if they work hard. You and your husband can get jobs too.
But my husband just got fired and I only work part-time. We can't support Mom and Dad on just our incomes. I changed my mind. You can have them back.
Sorry, but I have a strict no returns policy. Good luck with Mom and Dad.
No way.
Oh, and by the way, don't bother coming around the house. My security staff has received strict instructions not to allow you on the premises. I'm going to live the rest of my life as if you and our parents vanished from the face of the earth. You all can do the same for me. I think that's the best way for us all to find peace. And that's what you wanted, isn't it?
That's not what I wanted. At least, well, I thought that's what I wanted, but I was wrong. If I had known the truth, I would have asked Mom to move in with you way sooner.
Ah, I see. So you wanted to become a parasite yourself, huh?
Please, Micah, I'm begging you, let us live with you. You've been helping out Mom and Dad for all these years. You owe it to us to do the same for us. What do you say, Micah?
I say that I am no longer under any obligation to help you guys out. You were calling me lazy, parasite, and a whole bunch of other nasty stuff without ever once hearing my side of the story. And Mom and Dad are a couple of ingrates who fed you a bunch of spiteful lies about me. I don't want any of you in my life anymore.
Don't talk like that. You want me to apologize? I'll apologize. I am really, really sorry. So, won't you please reconsider?
I've played the host for 2 parasites for 3 years. I'm not interested in taking on 2 more. I'm officially done with you all. Good luck, Sandy. You're going to need it. After that, I blocked Sandy's number and deleted her from my contacts. Despite my warnings, they all came by my house anyway and shouted at me from the sidewalk. Fortunately for them, though I wasn't home at the time, I heard from my neighbors later that they turned from yelling at me to having a shouting match with each other. I have no idea what happened to them after that, but I know that they're all going to have to work harder than ever before in order to make ends meet. So, I don't think that Sandy or my parents are going to have as easy of a life as they were expecting. As for me, I'm now moved into my new house and loving my new, more spacious kitchen. Having more space and not having to worry about my parents interrupting filming has allowed me to improve my content, and my follower count has gone way up. So, in the end, I'm not too upset about how things worked out.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.